We're here back at the Fantasy Bar. Monday is here, and we are back with 6 of my favorite plays for you on the Monday night slate, including a couple stacks we'll get started for you that aren't going to cost you a lot of money. A starting pitcher I love the strikeout upside for in his matchup tonight. My favorite value play on the entire slate, who remains one of the best values on both sites. And of course, my favorite play on the entire slate, facing a pitcher making his major league debut. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Monday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack. Hope everybody had a great weekend and a great 4th of July long weekend. We are back on this short slate of games with 6 of my favorite plays for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you as always for stopping by and checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays, do me a favor. Take a second, click that thumbs up button. All we're asking in return here to continue to bring these free videos talking MLB 3 times a week. So click that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content. All right, smaller slate of games here tonight. Going to get you a couple stacks, some value. Starting pitcher I love the strikeout upside for, and of course, my beast of the night. So let's get rolling here. Let's start with the bats and Riley Green of the Tigers. Riley Green been kind of quiet here of late, but what we've noticed, a couple big spike games, and that's what we love in GPPs. Cash games may make you a little bit nervous here, but I like the matchups. But even in cash games, this guy's too good to see what we have seen recently be the reality for Riley Green. I think he's much better than what he's shown, and I believe in those spike games. So let's look at some of the numbers here. To no surprise, leads this Detroit team in both WOBA and ISO against righties this season. At WOBA, way up at 400 here. And the best news, should see a good dose of fastballs here from Mr. Williams. Numbers against that pitch, WOBA over 420, ISO sitting at 290. Good spot for Riley Green to have one of those spike games and get back on track here against Williams. All right, let's stay with the Tigers and go right back to my favorite value play from Friday. Once again tonight, the underpriced Cole Keith. So we talked about it on Friday, and he's just one of the most underpriced guys on the board right now. 3,100 on DraftKings feels like stealing, under 3,000 on FanDuel. Gave us that big 2-home run game on Friday, and I love the spot for him here once again tonight. He has absolutely been locked in here over the last 5 games. 4 multi-hit games and 3 home runs. Now Williams, very small sample coming back from the injury against lefties, so those numbers only face about 7 batters. But last season, 352 WOBA, 45% hard contact rate. So struggles with lefties a little bit here. Keith, just way too cheap. Continue to buy low here while we get these steals of prices. All right, my favorite starting pitcher for Monday night, we are rolling Andrew Abbott of the Reds. Now, Abbott, a big minus 180 favorite here tonight against the Colorado Rockies. Our projections like him for 6 strikeouts here tonight. And I know the strikeouts have been a little bit frustrating with Andrew Abbott kind of all over the board here, but he has been delivering a very solid cash game floor, and we have seen some big upside in the strikeout department. Had a 10 strikeout game recently against Boston, a matchup that we have highlighted against left-handed pitching. Well, Colorado not much better in the strikeout department. 3rd highest strikeout rate in all of baseball at over 25%. Bottom 6 in WRC plus against lefties as well. Big total in this game, partially to do with the Reds and that ballpark. Love the big favorite here for Andrew Abbott. Love them Reds bats behind him, giving him some run support here. I think the strikeouts will be there. Andrew Abbott, my favorite pitcher for Monday night. All right, back to the bats with Trevor Larnach of Minnesota. So Larnach, like Riley Green, but kind of quiet of late, should help keep the ownership down. And we've talked about this in the past. Anytime Chris Flexen is taking them on, I want some exposure specifically to left-handed hitters here. Flexen loves to throw that 4-seam fastball, and that's one of the best pitches for Trevor Larnach. Has a WOBA over 400 and ISO over 260 against that pitch so far this season. And Flexen really struggling with lefties, especially the power. The 389 WOBA, fine, but look at that ISO way up at 306 here. Plenty of options here for stacking up the Minnesota Twins from the left side of the plate. Trevor Larnach, my favorite of the bunch. All right, let's stay with the Twins, get you another stack going here. We're going to go to the other side of the plate with Jose Miranda. Now, Miranda really been swinging the bat extremely well, had that crazy stretch, the first time in Major League Baseball history, 12 hits in 12 at-bats, and it's 12 hits and 6 RBI for him now over the last 4 games alone. And Miranda been very, very productive against right-handed pitching this season. You see that WOBA way up at 433, solid ISO for him as well at 239. Now, Flexen, we talked about his struggles with lefties. Righty's been much better this season, but you go back to last season, 439 WOBA and a 280 ISO allowed. So I'm expecting a little bit of regression here for Chris Flexen, even against righties. The beauty of this twin stack, the lefties are where you want to go. Plenty of righties you can attack with as well. And the price is more than fair. Jose Miranda, even if you don't stack, one of my favorites for Monday night. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Monday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play. All you got to do, click that thumbs up button, head to the comment section and guess fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter on DraftKings. If your guess is the closest, we're going to give you a free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out today in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play for Monday night. You know, Matt's Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. There's one spot I love head and shoulders above the rest, and that is Marcell Ozuna against the Diamondbacks, tonight's Beast of the Night. Ozuna been one of the early stories of this Major League Baseball season. 23 home runs, 72 RBI already, and we're barely into July here. To no surprise, leads this Atlanta team in both WOBA and ISO against righties. At WOBA at 388, ISO at 286. Gets a matchup tonight with Diaz, making his Major League debut. Decent numbers at AAA, but was only there about 3 weeks. So this is basically a AA pitcher coming up to pitch against the Atlanta Braves in a great offensive environment. Braves, another team you can certainly stack up, but Marcell Ozuna, easily my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Monday night six-pack. As always, any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video or on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Don't forget, your guess for my highest scoring hitters fantasy output on DraftKings for a shot to win some free RotoGrinders Premium. From RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salute. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.